Let's go. Hello, everyone. This is Drop the Mic Live Mic. I am Shannon E. It is Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are here today having a candid conversation in regards to Girl Talk. Okay, it is season 2, episode 8, and I just want to bless the stage with my special guest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Delilah.
All right.
Irresistibly Z on Instagram.
Okay. Delilah has been here before. She is not a new face in the building. So I want y'all to show her some love. Like y'all know who she is. Okay. Period. So now, because it is girl talk, right? It is girl talk. I might have a few other candid females coming on here tonight. If so, we're gonna make it do what it do, and if not, we still gonna make it do what it does. Okay. But the topic of conversation for tonight is called girl talk. All right. And we all know that when a few ladies step into the room, whether it be 1, 2, or whoever, some great things and some magnificent things wind up happening. Okay. So I want to see what happens on tonight. For all my new followers, Drop the Mic Live Mic is going to continue to be a safe space. It's going to continue to be a space where we can discuss any and everything. And it is going to be continue to be solution based. All right. So even though we're gonna get a little real down to earth and a little, I don't know, ratchet, humane, underlining, uncensored, or whatever you want to call it tonight, we're still going to definitely come up with a solution by the end of the night, and we're gonna have a healthy, productive conversation. All right. So with that being said, okay. With that being said, Miss D, you look pretty by the way, girl.
Thank you.
Okay, you look very pretty. You got your affirmations rolling in the background. I see what's the pineapple back there.
Yes, you know I'm obsessed with pineapples.
Okay, so that's the pineapple. We all know what the pineapple does. Okay, all of that is looking great. Everything is looking great. Before we get into the conversation, though, the topic of conversation, I want to like do some like verbal stimulation. Okay. I want to do like a little game or whatever the case may be, some verbal stimulation, some mental stimulation, and maybe even some verbal sparring. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because we be bringing the energy, especially when we just go back and forth. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to answer as truthful as possible. Okay. I want you to I kind of want you to think about what you're gonna say, but I kind of don't want you to think about what you're gonna say.
Okay,
Meaning,
I was just gonna say, do you want me not to think too much? Like,
right. Like so, like basically, what I'm trying to say is like the first thing that comes to your brain, right?
okay.
And it could just be wherever your thought goes. That's how you're gonna respond to that question.
That's a
Okay.
little dangerous with me, but all right, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it. It's very dangerous over here. Okay. Yes. Oh, hold on. I have my cousin coming in. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear?
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's a little echo going on. Hold on. Okay, that's better. All right, so before we get started, introduce yourself.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. I'm Ray. I'm Shannon's cousin. Um,
What do you do?
I do a lot right now. I am a host of a podcast, Hate to Love It podcast. I am an event planner, and I'm also open into the catering and ebooks selling.
Got you. All right. So, by the end of this conversation, all right. So our topic of conversation for tonight is girl talk.
Okay.
Before we get started into the actual conversation, I was just telling D, that I want to do some verbal stimulation, right? Some mental stimulation and things of that nature. So I'm going to ask a few questions and we're going to answer as honest as possible. We're not really going to like think about what we're saying. We're just going to answer. The first thing that comes to our mind is how we're going to answer it. Okay. And see what happens. I don't know if she can hear me. You can hear me, Ray?
Yeah, I said okay.
Okay. So your background. Okay, there you go. All right. So the first question, right? The first question is I'm gonna start with Z and then I'm gonna go into Ray. We doing 2 to 4 or we going back to our exes?
Hold on, say that again.
We doing 2 to 4 or we going back to our exes?
Oh, we doing 2 to 4.
We going 2 to 4 years.
2 to 4.
Or we going
And
back
that's not gonna be easy, but that's the lesser of two evils.
You said what?
It ain't gonna be easy, but that's the lesser of two evils.
What was your answer?
2 to 4.
Okay. Ray?
I'm gonna pick one of them exes. I ain't going to jail.
Yeah, nah.
2 to 4. That's no.
It is. It is.
That is.
Hopefully, I get out too with good behavior. I don't know.
Yeah. Was you thinking about the last ex? Because I like how you said that. I'm gonna pick one of them exes because I definitely was thinking about the last ex.
But I'd rather listen at this point.
Yeah, I ain't going to
I
jail.
wasn't thinking about none of them exes. They exes for a reason. I ain't going back.
2 to 4?
2 to 4.
You hard, girl. All right. The next question: pleasure or pain?
Pleasure.
I need a mix of both. I don't know.
Okay, so damn, that's a hard one. I might need a mix of both too, but I was gonna say pain though. Now, where's your mind at with pain, and where's your mind at with pleasure?
Pleasure always sounds like something good, so I'm going with pleasure.
Okay.
I'm a little toxic still, so that's why I say like I need a little both. I need change. I need a little both. If things are going too well, I'm gonna you know, like I'm gonna like create something to stir up a little. I don't know. I need a little spiciness. I don't know. Like
I think that
where's this pleasure or pain coming from?
so that's what I'm saying. So the question, so because we're doing like a warm up, right? So we're doing like verbal stimulation. So this
no,
just,
I understand that, but when you ask pleasure or pain, what did you
think? It came straight from for you talking about for D.
Yeah, like, because why would y'all want pain at any point?
so, like I said, I don't know. I like.
You like inflicting the pain, or you like receiving the pain?
Both.
Oh, okay.
So when I think of it, I think of like, all right, so I think of it, and maybe I don't know, but I think of it like it's not gonna always be pleasure. Like you need pain too. Like you need pain for growth, you need pain for like the pleasure. I feel like pleasure is not always good. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of times pleasure comes with an exchange and things like that. That's where my mind went.
So to elaborate a little bit on my answer, I would say like if things are like going well, but it's like the same all the time, like the same pattern, that consistent, predictable. I don't like that. Like I need some change. I need some. So I'm gonna like.
But that don't necessarily mean it gotta come with pain though. like a difference. I know what you're saying though. You don't like
Like
routine.
I need some, and everything can't always be 100% on the up and up. Like I need some argument a little bit, you know. Like so, I mean, that's why I think of like fame, and also, I mean, I don't know if we go in there. I don't want to be the first one, but
Where we went? Where we going? We going? We the first one, second one, third one. Where we going?
like in the bedroom, you know.
Oh, a little bit of pain. Okay.
Pain is pleasure there. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Henny or Douce?
Douce.
I never had no Douce, but I'm gonna say Douce because Henny is dangerous.
Yes, it is. What's the difference? Why you said Douce?
Because I like Douce. Douce is smoother. Douce is smoother. I haven't like I don't get as much hangovers. I don't drink dark liquor at all right now. But if I had to choose, it would be Douce.
Okay, I like Douce too. I like Douce.
When I was drinking dark, I was drinking Douce.
Got you. It definitely is smoother. You said Douce. Do you drink Douce?
Never. I've had Henny, but Henny for me, that's I don't.
You don't deal.
Dangerous.
Gotcha.
It never ends well.
Kids or marriage?
What?
Kids or marriage?
Kids or marriage?
What? Kids? Kids or marriage?
I don't know how to answer
Whatever
that.
comes to your brain when I say that. Whatever comes to your brain. Kids or marriage? I know the ideal world would be kids and marriage, right? But kids or marriage?
Kids.
Marriage.
Okay, why?
I already got the kids. So it's like, why would I gonna sit here and lie and be like marriage when I gave these niggas kids? Like that.
Right.
They're already here.
Wait, because they're already here.
You said marriage?
I did.
Why?
Because I should have did that first before
the kids.
Having the kids. Yeah.
Do you have exes? With
me?
Your kids? Yeah.
Do I have exes?
Like who you have kids?
Yes. 2.
Are their father the ex?
2, yeah.
So could you imagine if you were married to them first? And how you was getting out of that? You ready to do 2 to 4.
But did it have to be with them? It had to be with them? I don't know.
One or somebody.
I think kids because not because they always here. I mean, because they already here though. I ain't gonna lie. But I will pick kids because they are a life partner for real.
Yeah.
Marriage is supposed to be a life partner, but kids are a life partner for real.
I feel like if I would have got married at 18 versus having a baby at 18, I don't know. I think it would have been a different outcome.
Like in a bad way?
Yeah. Well, I would have been locked into that person financially. Like I could take my kid and go, and we'll still be, connected or whatever. But marriage is a legal thing.
Yeah.
Are you actually thinking about the person that you had your kid with at 18 when you're saying what you're saying?
Anybody at 18, because at 18 I wasn't very mentally. Marriage wasn't gonna prepare me for the life that I live now. I think my children is what made me grow up, and that we grew up together and learn things together and things like that.
Well, that's definitely a fact.
Being married, I just think I would have been just a lost married girl with people like, you married at 18? Oh my God.
Not a lost married girl.
I'm telling you, I was a lost girl at that age, 17, 18 years old. You know what reminds me when posts from 12, 16 years ago pop up from Facebook.
Yes.
And I'd be like, what was I saying?
What was this?
One day I just strolled down my old Twitter account and I was like, bitch, what was you talking about?
Nah,
I'm
well,
like, let
when
me
you put it
delete
like
this.
that, I agree.
I might beat somebody one day. Let me delete this for they find these shits.
I know that's right. Right. For sure.
Right.
I got one last verbal stimulation question before we get into the topic. Main chick or side chick?
Main chick.
Why I said that?
Because who
I
wants to be
don't-
the side chick?
Yeah.
I'm not even side chick material.
I don't
I'm
even know
main
how to
chick.
share properly.
You said what?
I don't even know how to share properly. So
Right.
I start
That was
bullying my way around.
the first thing that came to your mind when I said that was the thought about y'all or just in general. Like nothing.
Me, I don't care about nobody else. I just don't want to be nobody's side chick. I mean, you would have to really, it would have to be under like those kind of circumstances where it's like, I'm taken care of. I don't feel nothing, see nothing, know nothing. Da, da, da. But what is the odds of that? These niggas be.
That's a whole fucking fact. That's a fact. Main chick.
Like, you know, them like the Wendy Williams side chick? Like that.
Oh, right. Right. Right.
Buy me a house, buy a car, sit at home.
You got a
That
whole real life with me for real though. Yeah. You really do.
playing your baby mother, your wife in her face with her money. Take
Mhm.
care of me. It's crazy. But
That is
yeah.
crazy.
I can't play that role faithfully.
You said faithfully? Oh, like for longevity.
Yeah. Like if I feel like if you know you a side chick, then play your role, play your position, like be that, and don't deter from it. Don't try to like come
Do
bring
anything
mess to
else.
his home, doing any of that because you knew what you signed up for. I cannot faithfully play that role.
Right.
I can't do
But
it.
sometimes they be lying like, oh, I'm gonna leave her and I'm not with her.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they're always lying.
yeah.
They're always lying.
But it's still you still
sometimes
have
they
to play
really,
your role
sometimes
though.
they really end up with the person though.
They
That's a
do
fact.
sometimes.
That's a fact. That's a
Sometimes.
fact. Who baby?
But that chick still gotta play her role and endure until if and when until it's her turn.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah. So we're gonna get on into the topic of conversation tonight, which is why is it so hard for friends to talk to friends about real conversations that are of substance? So the reason why I chose this topic is because I feel like in a lot of female relationships, right, that we could discuss any and everything except for what is either of substance or purpose or value, and whatever falls under the lines of all of those things falls under the lines of all those things. So we can be talking about, I could be talking about health, wealth, marriage, school, feelings, each other's feelings,
Stop.
relationships, etc. Whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of the time, I feel like that's the underlying problem in friendships at times, right? Especially close knit friendships or whatever. Like a lot of times we have a hard time expressing ourselves to each other. And then when we do express ourselves to each other, it's in a very raw and distasteful type of way, right? Which a lot of times leads to like conflict or more underlying feelings and issues. So I wanted to kind of like get into that. And that is my first question. Like, why do you guys think like it's so hard for friends to talk to friends about like real conversations of substance? Have y'all ever experienced that?
Okay. So when you say substance, you mean like serious topics?
Yeah, serious things like either things that matter that should be
Or
definitely discussed or like serious things.
all right, so things that bother me or things that just like things that are basically something that's going on with them?
Both.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes people don't want to. I don't really have an issue speaking to my friends about certain things, like, but if it's something that bothers me, I probably like shut down and don't come to them and say what's wrong right away, or if I don't agree with something that they're doing, I learn to just like stay out of it, so to say, because I didn't want to make anybody feel what's the word, offended, put it
Okay.
like that. And then vice versa, if it's something that bothering me, I gotta wait until I'm in a comfortable space to speak on it so that it won't come off in a nasty way, because I don't want to lose a friend because I'm in my feelings. So I gotta basically like process it and break it down and make it make sense to myself before I present it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And that's actually like that's a very good thing because I mean like I could be wrong, but you just brought another side to things and perspective for me. And that's work right there, right? And honestly, I don't feel like a lot of people even think that deep
Right.
that in friendships. But Delilah,
Ow, the heat is. Oh.
So, um, I'm gonna say that if I think that it's not going to be, so I'm thinking of like my cousins. I know you said friends, but because
well, female
my
relationships.
yeah, because my circle of friends is very small, and I don't think that I have that issue.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is I guess I will pick and choose what I'll share with who depending on like the maturity of the person that I'm sharing with. Or if I know that who I'm gonna share it with is gonna tell me what I need to hear and not what I want to hear. Because I don't want to hear what I want to hear. I want to hear what I need to hear.
Okay.
Um and then also their personality, like meaning like I don't know how to put into words what I'm saying. Just like how I know their reaction maybe might be.
Right.
If I know that they're gonna be critical and that's not what maybe that's not like, oh, I can't share this with her because I already know what she's gonna say, type thing,
Right. Right.
But honestly, I don't want nobody in my circle where I can't share things with, because then what we not really friends. What are we doing?
Right.
That's just how I feel.
So, like, you made a good point too, and different perspectives. And that's the thing though, like I feel like everybody wants a level of security when it comes to their friendships and we say like, oh, we want to be able to share this or have the freedom to rather with no judgment, no problems, basically, right? We don't want no problems. And we want that vice versa or whatever. However, like for some reason it just does not go that way. It just does not go that way. And us trying to avoid issues, in my opinion, I feel like sometimes us trying to avoid issues make bigger issues within a friendship. What I will say is that when you are an outspoken person and sometimes when you don't know how to express yourself, it can be a situation where you might be a little shy or timid to tell somebody what you think or what you feel, whatever the case may be, especially if it's about them, especially if it's like an issue between you and them. You know what I'm saying? Sharing your business, like your regular day-to-day life situations about yourself, is kind of different when it comes to, or I could be wrong, but it's kind of different in my opinion, like opposed to when it comes to like you sharing how you feel in regards to your day-to-day relationship, you and a friend or you and a cousin or a female relationship. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. And I think a lot of the times, I think a lot of the times people like just want to avoid that. I've personally been in like a lot of situations or a lot of friendships and kinships and things like that, or whatever case may be, where it's like, you know, I could literally talk to this person about anything and everything or whatever the case may be, except for us.
Except her.
Yeah, like except for us. You know what I'm saying? Like us as a friendship or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Perfect example, honestly. I just had a conversation last night with one of my cousins. We've always had conflict growing up. She's older. She got like maybe 7-8 years on me. And as adults, we've gotten better, but recently we kind of had like a little conflict, and we didn't talk in a few months. But I understood that she views everything, even when it's not, as confrontation.
Okay.
And even when it's not confrontational, she views it as confrontation, and she does not do well with confrontation.
Okay.
And so I understood. I was ready to have this conversation maybe like the same day it happened, the next day, a week later, you know? Whereas it took a few months because I just allowed her space to get to a point where she was ready to talk. So when you say like we could talk about everything but us, in that conversation that we had yesterday, I expressed to her, I wish that, or not so much that I wish, but that I believe that I should be able to come to her and tell her or express to her something that she may have said or may have did or is doing that is making me feel some type of way, without feeling like she's viewing it as confrontation, or without her being like, oh, well, I can't have this conversation right now.
Right. Like shutting it down.
Right. Because that's it's not fair for the person to be doing something that's making this person feel away, and then this person feels like they can't come to this person because it's not going to be received properly.
But then when you say like it's not fair, like who is it not fair to?
This person. The person is being done to. So it was forced. So in our situation, I was being forced to walk on eggshells. And I'm considerate of what I say and what I do, and I'm mindful of how it might make her feel, so that there's no more conflict between us. But then you can say and do things that make me feel away, and I'm still walking on eggshells, because if I say something, it's gonna cause conflict, or you're gonna feel like I'm someone's attacking you.
Right. So I get that, and I definitely get that. The other side to that is because, like you said, she don't like conflict, right? So she's always gonna like shut that down or whatever the case may be, because she doesn't like conflict. Not saying that that's fair, but is that's why I asked like who is it fierce to?
Can
You
I
know,
say
yeah.
Sure.
things could be about the perception, right? So maybe you might be receiving it and be feeling some type of way, but maybe she don't know that she's making you feel some type of way. So you have to find a way. If this person is a person who doesn't like conflict, you have to find a way where you politely, respectfully let her know that she is making you feel a certain kind of way. Because if not, you're gonna continue to just feel like you have to just take it. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe this person doesn't know that like she's making you feel a certain type of way.
I
And
think conclusion too. She
Huh?
just doesn't
sometimes we don't know because
aware.
people have personalities. Some people is way more outspoken than others. Some people are way more raw than others. Some people just like, just or more outspoken. And then you have like the nerve to not be confrontational, but you do and say
Right.
what
You
you
do
want to come to your
conversation.
mind.
Yes. Oh my God, you hit the bullseye. Yes.
So it's just like, all right, like what I do when I feel a type of way, I say like serious jokes. That
My
makes sense.
sister, my sister. So my sister can do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to
Yeah,
do
all right,
nothing
not too
but
much
then
on
just
me. Like, you know what I'm
address
saying?
the
Like,
issue.
watch what you say, watch your mouth. Like,
Right.
to have her like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to come off as like the angry cousin, like that you
Mhm.
come on, why? And it's like, relax. I didn't even mean that she's able to play the victim. So
Right.
That part too. Yes.
now you
Exactly.
look crazy.
Now you look
Right.
That's
crazy.
me. Like I had at one point, because I'm like, I'll cut people off. That's my defense. Like if I feel like you moving a certain type of way, you being weird to me or whatever, I'll just shut down completely.
Okay, but why you do that? Why do you do that?
Because I just feel like it's an out of sight, out of mind thing. Like I want you to feel my presence is gone because you're playing with me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like even if me and my friends, like my close friends, like they do something to me, I'll fall back for a little while. I'm not gonna call you. It's so petty. I do that with anybody. If me and my boyfriend have an argument or he makes me mad and or I make him mad, you just notice like, damn, we ain't text each other all day. We ain't call each other all day. We wait to the end of the day and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right,
like
right.
that's just it's like an out of sight, out of mind, just like a mental break from you or whatever. But obviously that's not gonna last that long. But
Right.
with friends or certain families, like I just need a mental break from you. I need to miss you. I need to take a step back and, like I said, process everything and get over whatever it is. And if we come back and we talk about it, then we talk about it. And if not, I got people that I never spoke to again. Like
Do you ever come back and not talk about it?
sometimes, yeah, depending on how minor it is.
All right. So let me ask you a question. So my next question is it beneficial to discuss everything?
No.
With who? Your
And
friends?
so yes, is it beneficial to discuss everything
So
and allow everything to be discussed?
no.
What's everything though? Like my business or our business together?
I mean, I guess whatever business is in a friendship, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever's like in your regular friendships or your regular female relationship, whatever the case may be, is it beneficial to um have discussions? That's what I'm trying to say. Like have discussions about anything and everything when it comes to a friendship, when it comes to a female friendship. Do you
With
think that
me, I'm learning how to not overshare. Because I'm more of like an open book. Like if you my friend and we talking, we're gonna vent to each other. I'm gonna call you for things. Um, See how you doing. We're gonna talk about work, my work day, your coworkers,
right?
my coworkers, or whatever. But anybody should always tell people what they want people to know, if that makes sense.
Yes.
If I don't want somebody to know something, I'm not gonna tell anybody. So I guess that's a no. You're not really gonna discuss everything. Or if it's relationship stuff, you don't want to put people in your relationship too much because then they'll grow their own opinion of your relationship and your spouse. And
Okay. So
So
you
certain
that
things,
is
like I tell people what I want them to know. So I would say no.
okay. Okay. What do you think, Delilah?
I think that you need to be mindful of who you're talking to, who you're sharing with. I'm not a person who has a lot of friends. So my very small circle of friends, um I can share pretty much anything with. Um but I could probably count on one hand how many friends I have, and I keep it like that
But it's not really about
intentionally.
how many friends you have because you can have a whole lot of friends and not be telling them nothing. But it's more or less like, do you think it's beneficial in a friendship, whether it be a closer friendship or not? You know, the ones that you do share things with. Do you think it's beneficial to basically share more or less? And when I
I
that's why I'm adding the beneficial part. Like, do you think that it is gonna benefit the friendship? Like, is it gonna become
I
more?
think so okay. I think that you should share on a like kind of like a as needed basis. Like for instance, I have a friend who's much younger than me.
Mm,
And let's say we're having a conversation and she's going through something and I already went through it, then that brings the opportunity for me to share my experience of what I already went through because she's going through it now. So in that moment I will share,
right.
so I think it just I think it depends. Now I think that if I'm going through something, I,
Mm-hmm.
I might have a more go-to person. And if my go-to person, I already trust that I can share just about anything with them. And
Mm-hmm.
then but see, then I have in my life my sister who we haven't asked her to introduce herself yet, but
I was
Miss
waiting for you
Candy
to
over
finish
here.
because we're gonna ask Miss Candy to introduce
Miss
herself.
Candy. So Miss
Yes.
Candy over here is my little sister, and I feel like if I can't share anything with anybody, I can share it with her.
Okay.
So
And that benefits y'all.
that benefits us. It
Okay.
benefits me. I don't know. Ask her if it benefits her.
Candy, well, it's you that it benefits because we was talking about you sharing with Candy in a moment.
yeah,
So,
it benefits me.
hi, Candy. How are you?
Hi.
Please introduce yourself on Drop the Mic Live. Mike, let people know who you are and what it is that you do.
Wait. I got lost. Hold on. My name's Candace. And right now I guess I'm a stay-at-home mom. That sounds real bummish, but hold on. But
It does not. It absolutely
but
does not. Okay.
um um when you first had asked, like, do you feel like it's beneficial to speak about? I thought you meant it in a way of like, when you and your friend are having like, y'all not on the same page, and then when y'all do come back to like speaking to each other, is it beneficial to speak about what it was that went wrong? And I had like a whole
Oh,
different
I wasn't
concept in my
talking about that,
mind.
but that's a different perspective of things, and we can go there. Okay. So
Okay.
what was your response to that?
My response was no, only because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong for feeling this way, because you can't think that people got the same heart and mind as you. So I say no only because I feel that if one of my friends is keeping their distance from me, I never act like I'm in limbo. I never act like if I don't know what's wrong or what's not wrong or whatever it is. And then when we do come back to speaking to each other, if it's not mentioned, it's really only because either if she don't want to talk about it, then cool, I could respect that. But me as a person, if I really feel like I actually really did something to you and it was really actually hurtful, I love treating people how I want to be treated. I will never hurt
Right.
someone intentionally. So I will speak about it and say, yo, we didn't speak about whatever it was that happened between us, but I want to apologize to you. But then there's things that I have friends that me and them been friends since we were 7 years old. This is a 20+ year friendship. We're in our 30s now. And we go back to speaking like nothing. Like, okay, like, it is what it is. But
so you saying that you don't think it's beneficial to discuss?
I don't. I feel like sometimes people look for that just to add more fuel to the fire.
Okay, I get that.
So I can't compare that with like how I would go about something confrontational with my sister than what I will with my friends, because I don't know, maybe this is too far fetched, but like with my sister, if me and her are gonna argue, I know that at the end of the day, that's my sister. I can't unsister her, she can't unsister me. We're gonna talk tomorrow, and not for nothing, I know a lot of people, it don't matter, siblings, cousins, they go years and years, they God forbid drop dead and don't speak to each other, but we weren't raised like that, so we not doing that. But when it comes to friendships, I'm not sure what the person's name was that was speaking before.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I agree 100% with what she said. Me, I'm disappearing. You don't gotta worry about me. Me, I go incognito.
You know what's crazy? I used to feel the opposite of that. I used to feel like you do need to discuss everything, right? I used to feel like you got to discuss what's going on in a situation like that where there's conflict. I used to feel like you got to discuss, we got to discuss shit. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for me as a person to act like nothing happened, right? Especially before, like my past life. It was very hard for me, and then it still depends on what's happening now, if it's still that hard for me or whatever the case may be. However, I do agree with what you said in regards to I feel like sometimes when you give people a space to move, they gonna drag the shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now
and 9 times out of 10 they'll find a way to make it look like it was you, and I'm not for that. I'll take accountability. If I'm wrong, I'll take accountability all day, because who's gonna do something to me? What you gonna do to me if I'm wrong? So what? Okay, yeah, I was wrong. I'll hold that. But somebody will really, really, really victimize themselves and really make you out to be somebody that you're completely not. Why? Because now you gave them space and opportunity. Oh, let's just talk about it. Now they mentioning something that happened 10 years ago. Why? Why are you talking about that? Because you was holding on to that in your heart.
Exactly. And in addition to that, I also feel like some things when what we know don't need to be explained. Like, what's that statement? Like, what's
some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, not even that, but also like what we don't even gotta talk about. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. You already know what's up.
Know. So like that's my my new energy or whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of the times we know what's going on, right?
Yes.
A lot of times we don't, but for the just the things, and for the most part, we know, right? And I feel like sometimes we don't even need to talk about it or whatever case may be. However, I do think that we are taking a leap when it comes to that, because we can make a decision to never speak to this person again or to not discuss something again, right? But still deal with this person. So the same thing will either happen again, or it will just be a situation where that person is just going to disappear. And who knows if you could have really rectified it.
That's true.
So it's just a matter of like a balance when it comes to that. Speaking of balance, so how do we balance healthy friendships? Like, what does that look like?
Take it away, Candace.
I think that I know y'all like, oh my God, but I do think that this is a very important topic when it comes to
women. Ask your question again.
How do we balance healthy friendships? What does that look like?
Communication. I think communication is the key to everything, by the way.
Yes.
Really?
The thing is that communication has to be effective. Because baby, we can
I
be communicating all day long and we can be talking to someone who is not receiving.
yeah, I can't agree with that because I'm the non-receiving person. I'm very weird when it comes to that, and I can admit that. I've caught myself trying to work on that, and it made me feel weird trying to work on something that I felt was completely who I just was. And like I heard my sister say before, I just can't. Sometimes a person just can't help themselves but to be who they are. And I'm not a very receptive person. I'm not, and I've learned that the very
Okay,
hard
so,
way.
but see, that's the first step right there. Like knowing, right? That's the first step. So when I say like, how can we balance a healthy friendship? You know that you're not a very receiving person. When it comes to friendships, I
Wait,
would
I'm sorry. What does that even mean? Can you elaborate? Like, 'cause I'm confused. What does that mean? You're not a very receptive person. Like, give me an example.
I'm just gonna use my friends, and maybe I'm using the word wrong. Maybe I need to correct myself. So my friends will call me. They'll call me for like anything, right? But like me on the other hand, like I be feeling like, why me? Like, don't call me. Like, I love staying in my own lane. Like, I don't really want to know your business. I really don't want to know it. Like,
Oh yeah, that's different. That's different. That's different when it comes to being receptive. You just don't want to know nobody's business, girl.
and it's
You
not
want to stay out of it.
it's not even that though. 9 times out of 10, when it becomes being like somebody sharing their business with you for some reason, somehow, some way, I don't know if it's just in my life, but then if it starts feeling like their problems start becoming my problems, and I got a lot of problems. I got
Right.
problems up here. I got problems physically, mentally, emotionally, and I don't go around just putting my shit on nobody. I keep
Right.
it to myself. My sister is my sister, and I know I could call my sister at 3 o'clock in the morning if I felt like it. I could tell her, yo, can you take a cab to my house right now? Because I feel like I'm drowning in my own sorrows. But I don't do that.
But do you but when your friends do call you, right? Even though you feel like that, do you listen to them?
I do listen.
Okay.
I do
And you
listen.
listen to them.
And I always tell them, if they tell me, oh, can I call you? Something happened and I want to talk to you about it or whatever. I always tell them, can you just talk and not ask me like how do I feel about it, or how do I feel like you should have went about it? Because you're you and I'm me. And how you gonna handle something is not how I'm gonna handle something. And how I would handle it is not how you would handle it. So when going back to your question about the friendship thing, and I'm gonna be completely honest, and I think my friends would disagree with me. I really don't think that I'm a good friend.
Do you think that you know how to balance out healthy friendships though? That's different, because you could not be, you can, right now I think that you're reflecting and you're like internalizing, you like, yo, I'm really not a good friend, which is cool. But not being a good friend, you can display certain good traits.
Okay,
At the same time, do you think that you do balance out a healthy friendship? Because you have friends.
yes. And I feel like my friends think of me as like this strong, like, and I'm just like, girl, like, I gotta fake it till I can make it. At the end of the day, I have to be these people's sister. I have to be this one's daughter. I have to be these two mother. I have to be these people's cousins. I have to be y'all friends. So when I say all of that, I say that I have a bad tendency of putting other people before me. And I learned that the reason why I do that is because it kind of makes me zone out from my own personal issues. So not that I'm in their shit, because I don't want to be in nobody's shit. but I will be there for a person as much as I possibly can until I start getting irritated. And that's a bad thing about me. And that's very toxic.
Okay.
I should be able to tell my friends or my family or whoever it is, it shouldn't matter. You know, your personal life is kind of like weighing me down. Or like I don't do that. I wait till it's like I'll be like, oh no. She thinks she gonna keep calling me, or she thinks she gonna keep asking me for something, or she don't see that I got my own 2 kids. She don't see that I got, and that's when I become like a ticking time bomb.
Right.
So
Because
when I
hold it in, you don't truly express how you feel. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
yes, and then
express how you feel from the beginning. You hold it all in.
yes, and then when I do get to the point of now I just exploded, that's when everybody realizes it and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, or yo, my bad. I know I was doing too much, or I was, but don't wait to get a person there. Like, don't do that. I don't have a license in therapy. I don't have a license in psychology.
But you know what? You might have to tell them that. You might have to be just a little bit more raw and a little bit more real with how you feel so they can back up a little bit.
All I have is a driver's
because
license.
If not, they're gonna keep calling you, girl.
All I have is a driver's license and I barely know how to drive. Don't
keep calling you.
don't put that on me. I love being a friend. But I'm gonna say it again. Do I believe that I'm a good friend? I don't. And I say that to say this too. I have I'm not gonna say a bad tendency, because to each his own. Everybody should be able to do whatever, maneuver in their life however they want. I like being alone.
Okay.
When I have someone in my space for too long, or I feel like we're in each other's faces for too long, I start feeling like I'm getting dizzy. Like I can't see you no more. We can't. I'm gonna have to catch you like on the flip side. The only person that I could honestly do that with is my sister, and that's only really because I spent my whole life with her already. So it's like if there, we could just both be quiet, not be talking to each other. Now, when it comes to other people, it gets awkward, because what are we gonna? And I'm awkward. I'm already.
Wait, let's move on. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on.
Well, so to answer your question, then no, she don't know how to maintain healthy.
Right, no. She don't know We're gonna move on to the next question. Okay, so why do you think that the stigma is so bad when it comes to women in relationships? Do you think that it's just because we are women, or because people tell us it's a woman thing? So I'm speaking on like the men that be like, girls be hating girls. They don't never, y'all ain't got no friends, y'all hate each other, and this, that, and the third, or whatever. Like that's the real thing, and that's the stigma that
but that really be a real thing.
That is a real thing.
It really be a real thing
because people tell us it's a real thing. Now hear me out, because men have issues with men too, right? They just do it underliningly, or they just do it seldom, or they just do it low key, or whatever the case may be. But the ones that know, they know. And it really ain't no different from women. So is it that we really like it really is a thing, or is really a thing because we're told it's a thing?
I think it's really a thing.
This is the thing for me. I do think it's a thing. I'm gonna say that. I do think it's a thing, but I think it's both. I think it's a stigma and I think it's a thing. Reason why I think it's a stigma is because I feel like we don't go through nothing that nobody else don't go through. Meaning men. I feel like our relationships, or conflicts, or underlining shit, or all the things that could happen in a female friendship relationship happens between male and female, male and male. Like I just think that's the human nature type of thing. So when people like how you say, like target us or whatever case to me, because I'm gonna just call it that at this point. When people target us, right, whether it be men or women, to say that it's a thing when it comes to the woman's relationship with each other, friendships / relationships with each other, this is like the biggest part as to why.
I
In my
feel
opinion.
like men don't. It's different for men, even though they go through things with guys, because men don't stand on the same emotions that females stand on when it comes to loyalty and things like that. That's why they're bros over hoes. Because you
That's
see
true.
guys, like, you ever been in a relationship with somebody and you see how they friends are, and to you feel like me and my friends would never do that. Like, and you start to think like, is that really your friend? But they look at it like nothing. That's still they bro. They
I
love
know.
them down. They'll do anything for them. But it's just like, bro, I don't
That's
think
that.
that, like, for instance, it makes me upset when my boyfriend goes out and he hangs out with his friends and drinks and stuff like that, and then they let him drive drunk back home. I feel like, girls, we can't do that to each other. We look out for each other more. Like, we're more so like, you know, we gotta make sure she get home, she's drinking or whatever. We make sure we take care of each other a little bit more than guys. That's how I feel about it.
Right.
Um, I feel like we are more emotional friends. So if like our friend was to sleep with our boyfriend, it's like a stab in the heart. You sleep with my baby father. You sleep with my. We hold each other at a different level, being women. If
Hmm.
a boy, a boy is a guy will still be friends with their friend who fucked their ex,
Right.
but
They
won't
will.
talk to the ex.
Right.
It's just like we just move everything with emotions more than guys do, unless
But
you're
like, are
like
we
an
wrong for
emotional
that?
being.
Like, is that like a bad thing?
No,
Because
because
everyone's healthy?
we're women and we're supposed to be soft beings. We're not supposed to be like men, think like men, do anything like men. So it's like, it's just like, I don't think that is a bad thing. Sometimes I wish that guys will open their eyes and realize like, this is how you should be treated as a friend too.
Right.
Like, stop. You go to your man's house and you chill with them and you look out for them, but would it be reciprocated back to you? Why do you feel like you got to be the one to take care of everybody?
Right.
Like, we live in New Rochelle. My man to go back to Harlem, go see his little friends. My thing is, why these people never come see you and come see where you live at now and come to your comfort of where your home is, and spend time with you and your family and see your kids and do go out the way for your kids. You always got to bring your kids to them. You always got to do things. You understand? And that irks my soul. But that's just us females. We feel like, bitch, we is a both exchange. Like, I'm
Right.
coming to
Right.
you,
Right.
I'm supporting your kids, I'm coming to your functions, and it's vice versa. It should never be, these are all
One
my mans
sided.
that we could go and we could pop bottles together, but when it's a birthday party for my kid, I don't see none of these niggas here with a gift.
Right.
No.
Right.
But we
Right.
could run it up in the spot and we could buy hookahs and bottles and it's all fun and games. But when it comes to my kids, I don't see you popping out with a birthday card.
That's a
And if
fact.
y'all do come to shit, niggas is coming just so they could see what friends the baby mother got. So I feel like men just don't hold their friends to a standard like women do, and that's just that.
Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's why I feel like they're the ones that put more of a stigma on the fact that we are emotional beings, and all the things that you said about us. But I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that we lead the pack and set boundaries, and certain things go aflow because we are the way we are for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely do think that there's stigma on us, and a lot of women do it to women too, because they be with this bro code shit too. It's a little conflicting and confusing to me, but they be with the bro code shit too as women, so they put that stigma on us as women as well. So, you know, Z, would you like to say anything in pertaining to that?
Well, I'm gonna say anything. I will piggyback a little bit off of what Ray said because she kind of like took a lot of the words out of my mouth. As far as like, you know, just as women, we think and we behave and we move a certain way that men don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have
It's
a lot
okay.
more to add.
She definitely put that check on it and that stamp on it. For sure. Candy, you have anything you want to say pertaining to that? She said no. I got your tongue. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the last and final question. So I said this was gonna be solution based at the end of it all. So what is like one great thing we can say about having female friends, and what does it mean to have female friends? I'll start. One great thing that I could say, I feel like female friends, it doesn't matter where we at in the world. It doesn't matter, like sometimes it matters where you're at mentally, but for the most part, it doesn't matter where we are, right? Meaning like what space we in, whatever the case is. I feel like when we come together, we all can become very much like one. And in terms of like being relatable and in some form of fashion and understanding. And I feel like sometimes there's an underlying understanding between us. And that can be in whatever space that we in. You know what I'm saying? Whether we need to having a bad day, whether we having just all around fucked up day, confused, conflicted, whatever space that we in. I feel like when it's time and when it's necessary, we can bring it back. And I think that that's a great thing with female friendship.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. Because that's what I was thinking. That just some knowing that you're not out here alone. That you have things that you not that you can share, but that you share with the next individual. That the same thing you might be going through, she might be going through. Moments that what you said, relatable. All of that. Like I think that especially when it's healthy and it's positive. um I I love female friendships. Like
I feel like you could meet and I don't know if it's like this for guys. I would have to have like a segment with just guys like this. But I feel like you could meet a female and not have a friendship with her, right? And meet her from anywhere in the world or whatever the case may be, and have one conversation with her or whatever, and feel like you've always had that closeness to her. I think that that's really dope about female relationships. Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, same. I just, yeah, I guess. I think in my friendships, though, I wish that we didn't only feel like we had to speak when something bad is happening. Like, I wish it could be like, hey, I just calling to, because I do it. I call my friends or I text them and say, I was just thinking about you and I just thought to text you. When
Mhm.
it comes to me, it's like a whole episode of like Jerry Springer, Maury, and I just like I don't
Right.
encourage each other. We could tell each other, good morning and I hope you have a good day, or hey, I hope that you're doing good. I was thinking about you. I put you in my prayers last night.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are some things that you wish that was happening in your friendships. Yeah. That's a fact. Ray, you have anything to say in pertaining to that?
I think it's very important to have my female friends, sisterhood, um, empowerment. I do speak to my friends on a regular. We check in on each other. We talk about bullshit, good shit, everything. Like I don't know. It's not for me. It's not all just only when we got drama. Cause we probably don't really have no, like I don't have like, I guess I could say I have a decent group of friends. For the most part, I keep it pretty small, and it don't really be like so crazy and hectic, and we share when it's calm, like, you know, like, and if I'm sharing, they're sharing, and we just share amongst each other. And that's important because I need somebody else to talk to, you know. And
Yeah.
so I have male friends too who that are also beneficial, because sometimes you gotta speak to a male to get somewhat of a male's mind, because again, we don't think the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is very important to have like a good friendship with good females in your corner, because honestly, I just feel like we need that.
That's a fact. I also want to say too, like, if for whoever's listening, whoever wants to see the replay and whoever going, take heed to some things, like I do want to say, like, if you don't have a great friendship or a group of women in your life that is good to you and things like that, you could always step out and be the leader. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta take control over our friendships, and sometimes we have to be the supporter and be the leader, and set a different tone basically on what it is that we want. Not saying you're gonna always get it, you know what I'm saying? However, it's very possible that if you do put that in the universe and set a different tone, that it will be reciprocated.
That's a fact. Because I remember my friend she would just be like, "Oh, hi, have a good day at work," and I'd be like, "Why is she talking to me like this? Like she wants something from me. She want to go somewhere later." But it's just something that she started doing, and then I do it, and we always like we
That's
talk to each other
suspicious.
um like, "Hi, beautiful. Have a great day." Like when we speak to each other, when we get on the phone, we'll
Yeah,
start with like, "Oh, hi, beautiful. Hi, gorgeous. Hi," like, just give each
yeah,
other. We compliment each other on things and come together with ideas. I'm always the person. I feel like I'm kind of a leader of my friends. So to say, like, not controlling, not like a mommy way, but like
hmm
I'm just like,
like an auntie. Nah,
not even
like a
auntie,
leader. I
just
get
not
it.
even an auntie, just like, I don't know. But I learned to accept people for who they are, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Not
it
trying
does.
to change anyone, because we
Yes,
all got friends that has ways about them. But I feel like I have a good support system and a good friend group. So hold on to that.
that's a
Not gonna
fact.
have, and then nobody's gonna be perfect.
Right, right. That's a fact. But yes, ladies, like this is season 2, episode 8. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all coming on. If in case y'all did not know, we are from all different spaces, and we came together and it was a flow, and we said a lot of positive things. And I definitely hope that we did inspire somebody, and somebody does hear this and take heed to it. And I just appreciate y'all for being on here with me.
Yes, cousin, and I'm sorry. I did my pop up kitchen, so my house was crazy, and I've been in and out cleaning up and coming back and cleaning up because I don't want to get lazy. 'Cause I'm cooking. I'm doing
I feel
so.
you. I feel
But
you.
I
That's a
definitely
real
wanted to
pop.
come and support, and
Yeah,
let me know if you want me to come up with you another time.
most definitely.
I
I
need to
always
prepare
be.
myself a little more because this is crazy, but it's okay.
But it came together. We seen you working, and it really did come together, though. That's the crazy part. Candy, I know you over there with the baby and all of that. She just had a newborn, and she did her thing. She did her best, and she came on and she showed up, and I appreciate you.
No, thank you for having me.
Yes, Delilah, you already know, girl. She is dropped the mics. She's about to be MVP.
I'm ready for girl talk part 2.
Yes, girl talk part 2.
It's nice
Girl
to meet
talk
y'all, by the way.
Yes, you
Same
too.
to you. Same to you.
see you. Girl talk part 2. I want y'all to come up with the conversation. Okay. Yeah. But this right. Just let me know where you understand. But this is Drop the Mic Live Mic. I will see you guys later. And don't forget to catch the replay, y'all. Share this live. Peace.
Yes. Good night.
Later.